Today I'm going to be doing a review on the England game that happened yesterday. Obviously, we can't really judge the opponent and all that because it's San Marino. Come on, like, it wouldn't be fair. The thing is, I really do rate San Marino because they never get results or anything, but their fans were loud yesterday until obviously got quite bad. Their fans were loud. I could hear them more than the England fans. Obviously, it was at their ground, so that should be expected, but they was loud, and I'll give them credit for that because they probably went to the game knowing we're going to lose this. I don't think they probably expected 10 because England haven't scored 10 for God knows how many years. But I think that San Marino should be very proud of at least to come to every single game, give it a go. They know they haven't. Half of them don't play full-time football. They play part-time football and then they go and have an actual job outside of football. And I think they should be very proud of themselves that they at least come, show a name. They might not win all the time, but they come and play a game. And in fairness, I would have gave it yesterday if I was them, but they carried on playing for the full 90. And I have nothing but respect for that because San Marino is tiny. There's about 34,000 people that live there. It's tiny. And yesterday we just humiliated them, and I feel really bad, but that's football for you. They got to have been expecting that we ain't gonna go easy on them just because they haven't got the same ability as us. But besides that, hats off to San Marino. You did fair play for coming. You can't fault a team that tries, and you did. And your fans, fair play to your fans. Your fans were loud. I know, I'll give them that. I constantly heard them chanting San Marino on that, so fair play to you. But let's go on to the England side. Obviously, Harry Kane would have wanted to start yesterday because he was only, I think, on the night 10 goals away from Rooney's record. And then obviously he's pushed it to the point where it's like 5 or 6, and it's going to be an easy thing for him to break. But yeah, obviously he scored 4 goals, 2 of which being penalties, and then especially the last one he scored was a very good finish where he fucking saw Harry Kane do some mad dribbling, which is a big surprise to be honest, obviously, and then he scored, and then we just had a bunch of different goal scorers, and that I think that when Tammy Abraham scored that header, I think it was a bit harsh that it was disallowed, to be honest. But what do we care? We got 10, but I think it was a bit harsh, and he was fuming that it was disallowed. I'm like, mate, at the time I think it was 8 or 9-0. I was like, why are you so mad? Like, it ain't going to affect nothing. But fair play, it shows passion, and I like that because he knows that he ain't our first team striker. He knows Harry Kane is. He knows he needs to prove himself, so he at least can get a slot in that team and come on and get more minutes. I thought Saka looked lively yesterday, same as Smith Rowe. I thought Smith Rowe looked very lively. His first proper start and topped it off with a goal. Fair play to him. Jude Bellingham looked good as ever. Jude Bellingham for you. It's mental to think he's like 18, 19 and he's as good as he actually is. Maguire scoring a header obviously calmed his celebration down. He needed to do that because the one last week against Albania, there was no need for it, you know what I mean? So he calmed down his celebration, and yeah, it was a good header. Didn't have to rise much, but that's because we had the sheer height advantage on them. So it was aerial duels, we should be winning all day. And then Tyrone Mings got his first England goal, which good for him. I think he started in midfield yesterday, didn't he? I saw him going forward a lot and that. And fair play to Southgate for noticing we're playing a weaker opponent, so trying new things. And I think Mings did an alright job. Obviously wasn't really going to get challenged much or anything, but he did a good job, and I think hats off to him because he's faced a bit of criticism of late about his performances and that, but he did well yesterday against weaker opponents, admittedly, but he did well, and I think that if we can go into games with that mentality, I know it was San Marino and the bigger games, like say if we play Holland, Germany, France, we are going to struggle. I know we beat Germany in the Euros and all that, but when we play these slightly bigger games, we are going to struggle. And I think that Ramsdale should get a chance to play a proper game, because obviously he's probably having a better club season than Pickford is, but Pickford's our first choice. But I think Ramsdale deserves a chance against a proper team that's going to have shots against him. He made one good save yesterday, and it was a good effort from them. He had to tip it round the post, but that's all he had to do really. So I think if we can get Ramsdale playing against a team that's a bit better and going to have more chances, then it will be a really difficult conversation between who starts, Ramsdale or Pickford, because Pickford's position has never really been challenged, because it's like he doesn't like playing for Everton, but when it comes to putting on the England shirt, it's like he's really proud and he turns into an absolute beast. Everyone knows that. We saw him at the Euros and the World Cup. He made some phenomenal saves. But yeah, I think we should give Ramsdale the chance, and same as Johnston, I think should give both of them a chance to play against a really solid team who's going to test them. And we judge it then, okay? So you're going to be our first team keeper. I don't think we should just hand it to Pickford, because competition is really good. And competition for places in that England squad, as we know, is everywhere. We can afford to drop players. We can afford to drop players like Kane, Foden and all that, because we have such good bench players as well to bring on. It's constant. There's nowhere where I can say, okay, we are really struggling for good players in that position, because I don't think we have that. I think we have a solid team, solid group of youngers. I think Conor Gallagher looked good when he came on yesterday. Unlucky not to score, obviously hitting the post and that. Very unlucky not to score. I do rate Conor Gallagher. But yeah, I think it was a good performance yesterday, obviously, against a weaker side in San Marino. But as I said, fair play to them for coming. But yeah, there ain't loads and loads to say, because I think we all expected that result, let's be real. But yeah, let me know your opinions on the game and the game before against Albania. Obviously, we won that one also 5, but I think we was a bit more slow in that one, especially in the second half. Obviously, we didn't score. I think we was a bit slower in that one. But yes, I thought we was on the game, to be honest, the whole game. So credit when credit's due. Fair play to England, and nothing but respect for San Marino. So yeah, peace.